who taught by the pen,
علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم
taught man that which he knew not.
كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى
No, but indeed man transgresses,
أن رآه استغنى
because he sees himself self-sufficient.
إن إلى ربك الرجعى
Indeed, to your Lord is the return.
أرأيت الذي ينهى
Have you seen the one who forbids,
عبدا إذا صلى
a servant when he prays?
أرأيت إن كان على الهدى
Have you seen if he is upon guidance,
أو أمر بالتقوى
or enjoins righteousness?
أرأيت إن كذب وتولى
Have you seen if he denies and turns away?
ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى
Does he not know that Allah sees?
كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية
No. If he does not desist, we will surely drag him by the forelock.
ناصية كاذبة خاطئة
A lying, sinning forelock.
فليدع ناديه
Then let him call his associates.
سندع الزبانية
We will call the angels of hell.
كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب
No, do not obey him, but prostrate and draw near to Allah.
Jazakallah khair. I'm Dr. Manisha from the Public Health Department, and on behalf of SZABIST University in partnership with Pathfinder, I would like to welcome you all to this dissemination session. This dissemination session is focused on women-led climate resilience. In our collaborative effort with our partners, we aim to not only spread awareness about the climate risk and their effects on vulnerable communities, but also create innovative ideas related to climate change and climate resilience. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Askari Hassan, who serves as a manager for the Takida project, advancing the leadership of women and girls towards better health and climate change resilience in Pakistan. He brings with him almost a decade of experience in the development sector, including youth-led counter-violent extremism programming with USAID governance and systems strengthening with the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, World Bank Group, and social marketing and contraceptive commodity security with DKD International. Sir, I welcome you on the stage to give an overview of the SURMI project.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I am so happy to see everyone over here right now. They're students that we met in different classes over the course. Before talking about the introduction, before talking about the SURMI project, I just want to thank the efforts and recognize the efforts of Dr. Nida, Dr. Samira, the entire department that has been working very, very hard along with Pathfinder in order to bring these opportunities to the wonderful students at SZABIST. I had the honor of coming to one of the sessions on one day, and it was tremendous to see the kind of conversation, the kind of instruction, the kind of conversations that were happening inside the classroom. Just grateful to be a part of this over here. Just to give you a brief introduction about the SURMI program, I'll go ahead and open up a single slide. उसमें जो हमारी प्रोजेक्ट के अलग-अलग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं, जो इसका ईथोस है, जो हम लोग अचीव करना चाह रहे हैं, इससे थोड़ी सी बस उसके बारे में डिस्क्रिप्शन है. and then I'll pass it back. Before passing it back, I'll open up and show you one of the videos that is very, very close to MB Khaskeli Saab. He's sitting right here. He is one of the core contributors of different program activities on the project. Or once we see the video, uske baad zyada behtar introduction hoga. Advancing the leadership of women and girls towards better health and climate change resilience. ये program है और this started about 2 years ago. This is possible thanks to funding by the Takeda Pharmaceutical Company. उनकी एक ये CSR program है. It's a learning grant और इसमें हम लोग अलग-अलग approaches देख रहे हैं health system strengthening के लिए prior to disasters. So this is in preparation of any sort of emergency response, disaster preparedness. साथ-साथ में health system strengthening के साथ communities में resilience लाने की हम लोगों ने बात की है. किस तरह से through enhancing the agency of women and girls by capacity building measures, through education, through equipping them with the resources and tools and knowledge needed in order to access proper healthcare, access opportunities for livelihoods within their districts, within their communities, food security, X, Y, and Z. थोड़े से हम लोग उनके बारे में बात करते हैं. This program specifically is happening in 6 different districts. 5 हमारी सिंध में है और 1 KP में, 4 सद्दा में. ये सब districts हैं जहाँ पे बहुत सी vulnerability है based on what sort of developments are happening with regards to climate resilience, with regards to climate change. These are vulnerable areas. They have different profiles of vulnerabilities. हमारी जो PDMA है बहुत अच्छे से उन्होंने hazard atlases बनाए हैं इन्हीं districts के ऊपर. हमारे 3 objectives हैं. I'll just go over what it is like in the slide. पहला जो हमारा objective है, this is community facing. To empower women and girls in low resource communities with tools, knowledge, networks, and resources to address health needs in crisis situations. Some of the activities that we're taking, that we're undertaking over here in these districts is, हम लोग district में जो long-standing organizations हैं, community-based organizations हैं, groups हैं, who have experience working in those districts, who understand the circumstances, who understand, have linkages with people within communities, etc. तो उनके साथ एक तो हम लोगों ने evaluations करके partnerships forge किए हैं. हर district के लिए एक partner के साथ हम लोग specifically काम कर रहे हैं, who act as the connection to those communities. उसमें इन्हीं CBOs ने एक तो covered areas हैं, एक uncovered areas हैं. Specifically जो हमारे uncovered areas हैं वहाँ पे bright, energetic women, enterprising women who have connections within their villages, within their communities, उनको identify किया है. उनको identify करने के बाद एक cohort में recruit करके उनकी capacity building की बात हुई है. So this is through education, this is through knowledge sharing, this is through linkages, this is through consultation on district level multi-stakeholder committees. This is through capacity building by equipping them with opportunities and tools जिससे वो kitchen gardening कर सकें, for example. Food security के लिए, trade के लिए, market access के लिए. उसके अलावा इनकी health systems के साथ अच्छी तरह से linkages बनाना, किस तरह से जो इनके district या उनके villages की या उनके specific areas में जो health facilities हैं उनके साथ one-on-one करना, उनके साथ interactions अच्छी तरह से कराना. So there's different approaches that we're taking in order to empower these women and girls, और इनका जो trickle down effect होता है on their families, on the people around them, they all get access to the same resources and tools and facilities that these climate champions get. हमारा सेकंड जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है दैट्स अबाउट हेल्थ सिस्टम स्ट्रेंथनिंग. हम लोगों ने एक बहुत कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़ असेसमेंट की थी इन सिंध एज वेल एज इन चारसद्दा. इसकी जो फाइंडिंग्स, इसकी जो रिकमेंडेशंस आई हैं वो हम लोगों ने शेयर की हैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट के हेल्थ स्टेक होल्डर्स के साथ. और it was essentially a capacity analysis for these facilities to manage serving their people under circumstances where there's some sort of climate disaster. तो क्या preparation है facility की in the event of X, Y or Z to be able to handle a larger caseload? क्या इनके पास predisposition of stocks and materials हैं so that they are able to serve? Do they have access to power, clean running water, communication systems, etc.? So it's an effort to prepare them for dealing with these emergency situations. उसके अलावा MISP की basis पे minimum initial services package की training different health facility professionals के लिए, और वो kits, these are different things that we're giving them, equipping them with in order for them to address vulnerable people की needs in times of crisis. जब cyclone बिपरजॉय आया था और evacuations हुई थी, we have testimonials from different healthcare professionals who said that this is the kind of training that really helped serve people in shelters. They had the tools, they had the training, so this is an effort that was also validated. जो हमारा तीसरा objective है इस program का, this is about learning and sharing. हम लोग academia के साथ, हम लोग civil society organizations के साथ, दूसरे Pathfinder के programs के साथ, और जो अलग spaces हैं इस तरह की conversations करने के लिए, learnings share करने के लिए, और किसी तरह से भी अगर हम लोग silo break करके integrative approach की तरफ जाएं, that's what this objective is about, and that's how this partnership with SZABIST has also taken place. We're coming to SZABIST ताकि एक academia के साथ हमारी interactions हों. जिस तरह से आप लोगों ने सब ने participate किया है इस पूरे के पूरे course में, आप लोगों ने किया है, दूसरी universities में cohorts हैं. We're going to see how we can actually put you all together to share learnings, to share experiences with representation from communities. एक realistic आपको feedback अच्छी तरह से मिलता रहे, एक realistic conversation जो है वो maintain होती रहे कि क्या circumstance specific और reality specific ये हमारी thinking और ये framing और ये सारी हो रही हैं. तो this is what this is. एक मैं वीडियो प्ले करना चाहता हूँ. जो क्लाइमेट चैम्पियंस हैं बदीन में, उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई की थी अपॉर्चुनिटी जिसकी बेसिस पे उनकी कम्युनिटीज़ में रेजिलियंस बढ़नी थी. वो किस तरह से? लेट्स वॉच इन दिस 2-minute वीडियो एंड देन दैट विल बी द एंड ऑफ दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन. फिर मूव ऑन करते हैं.
असांजा जेका घर हुआ से असांजा छितू उॾामी वियूं. असांजी कंडीशन हुई से असां अहिड़ी हुई, माना असां माना अहिड़ो हवा तेज़ एॾी बारिश हुई जेको असां माना तकलीफ़ में असां वञी नथी सघे.
10-20 साल हुआ तॾहिं तूफ़ान कोन हुआ. जेका हींअर जेको थी टाइम थियो आहे ते महीने तूफ़ान अचनि था. असांजा पुठियां तबाह इलाही थी विया. असीं 5-6 ॾींहं तूफ़ान में न करी वञी पराए वेठासीं वञी. असांजा घर तबाह, असांजी माल ढो ढगो सभु तबाह जहिड़ो थियो.
पाकिस्तान ऐं सिंध में ख़ासि करे क्लाइमेट चेंज जा असरात ज़्यादा था रहनि, जंहिंजे करे हिते जा माण्हू ज़्यादा मुतासिर था रहनि. साइक्लोन, सैलाब हिते ज़्यादा था अचनि, जंहिंजे करे मैंग्रोव प्लांटेशन ज़रूरी आहे.
वॾो तुमरनि में वॾो फ़ाइदो आहे। तुमरनि में असांजी मच्छियुनि जो फ़ाइदो आहे, पखियुनि जो फ़ाइदो आहे, असांजी रोज़गारी जो फ़ाइदो आहे, हर ॻाल्हि जो फ़ाइदो आहे।
तुमर न हो त असां ॾाढा ॾुखिया हुआसीं। हाणे तुमर लॻंदो हुन में मच्छियूं थींदियूं ॿियूं थींदियूं त असां लाइ सुठो आहे। ऐं असांजो जेको गुज़र सफ़र आहे उहो सवलो थींदो ऐं असांजा जेका बच्चा आहिनि ते सवला थींदा। खाइण पीअण में सवला थींदा, मच्छियूं वॾियूं थींदियूं ऐं उहो असांजे बच्चनि लाइ असांजे मर्दनि लाइ सहूलियत आहे। वॾियूं मच्छियूं थींदियूं त असांजे मर्दनि खे मच्छियूं मारण में ऐं वीचारा विकिणी करे असांजे बच्चनि लाइ माना सुठो थींदो।
इहे बार बार हुअणु घुरिजनि एक्टिविटियूं, छो त हिते जे माण्हुनि जे लाइ इहे तमामु ज़रूरी आहे।
कोस्टल कम्युनिटीज़ ने आइडेंटिफाई किया है कि इन मैंग्रोव्स की प्लांटेशन से इनकी फर्दर कोस्टल लैंड की इरोजन रुक गई, बायोडाइवर्सिटी बढ़ गई, तो फिर श्रिम्प और मछलियाँ और मड क्रैब्स वगैरह के लिए जो वहाँ पे फिशरमैन कम्युनिटीज़ हैं उनकी कैच की यील्ड बेहतर हो गई है। उसके अलावा टाइडल सर्जेस वगैरह से प्रोटेक्शन मिल जाती है इन कम्युनिटीज़ को। दिस इज़ एन एग्जांपल ऑफ हाउ इंडिजिनस solutions can bring about more resilience in these communities. और हम लोगों की intention ही यही है कि through these conversations that all the brilliant minds and these brilliant students are having over here through this program, हम लोग और कौन से इस तरह के community led efforts को identify कर सकते हैं और बहुत minimal intervention के through बहुत lasting change आ सकता है। तो without any further ado, thank you all so much again. Let me move on with the rest of the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Askari, for the profound insights you have shared with us today. Your views have been truly enlightening. I'm honored to introduce our program manager of the Public Health Department, SZABIST, Dr. Nida Shuhaib. She is the key person in the Public Health Department for the collaboration and MOU signing ceremonies for the research projects and seminars and creating opportunities for students in the future. I humbly request Dr. Nida Shuhaib to come on the stage to provide a journey for women-led climate resilience workshop.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Good evening. On behalf of Public Health Department, SZABIST University and Pathfinder, I warmly welcome you all. So this is yet another initiative which SZABIST has achieved another milestone where we have strengthened our collaboration and building a consortium with academia and industries. This linkage, this bridge will assist actually you, the key stakeholders which are sitting today in the seminar hall, and many students had a question mark on their face, what is happening? So just to give you an overview, what we have been doing in Public Health Department for past 2 weeks, it was a rigorous activity where we actually identified the experts, we identified faculty, people from academia who can share their experiences and actually integrate in your teaching material. So not only this, there are dedicated 25 participants of this workshop where my students dedicatedly work day and night in creating some innovative solutions. So today I would like to give you an overview that how and where we are standing today. A very important thing which I was thinking that climate is no doubt changing drastically. Where the ambiguity is that were we ready before and are we still ready for the next one? This is what I thought to myself. We are still at an ambiguity. The best thing, the best shot we have is that we keep on working and identifying solutions rather than picking up problems, rather than blaming each another that they were not prepared, we are not ready, we don't have enough, how will we recover? So moving ahead, as you all are my champions, you are the youth and you are the future leaders, future public health expert. I expect this much from my dear students, that they have that effect in them to be for the community, right? So this was an extra added thing which did not carry any credit hours. There was no equivalency to their coursework. It's an extra work, and they did it. I'm very much proud of them. So if I can take you through that, how much disastrous the situation was, we had 80 million people who were displaced, 33 million people were affected. So almost 3.7 to 4% point increase in the national poverty rate. So you see, already we are in problem, and the problem is worsening day by day. Sindh accounts for 50% of recovery needs. The disaster, it affected greatly. As you can see, that the damage, it affected most to Sindh province. I'm trying to, okay. So as you can see, we had the most effect at Sindh province, that was $9,000 million. And if you can see, the loss was 11,000, and then further the needs which are identified where we need to recover is almost $7,800. So I would like to share this, that based on these statistics, UN and Pakistan government, they launched a 2020 Pakistan flood response, and 816 million grant was, basically it was aimed, but only $9.5 million they have been retrieved up till now. So you can imagine that we are still, there is a big gap that has been identified, and we still need a lot of funds, a lot of resources where we can recover ourselves and then prepare again. You see? So it's not just recovering, it's also preparing further. Okay, so why are we so much focusing on females, on women? You have read the dialogue, Women-Led Climate Resilience. The irony is that females, that is women and children, they are the most vulnerable one because of the reduced opportunities, inequalities in the communities. And I believe that a lot of you have been talking about gender equality and equity, how vulnerable they are and at what risk they are. So that is why the workshop was mainly focused on identifying solutions which are women-led, that is, women can easily affordable, accessible, doable, feasible solutions, not something which is impossible, right? We are talking about females and women who have limited knowledge, limited education level, limited information. So moving ahead, a very important aspect that Pathfinder, where we are collaborating, is aiming by 2030 to reach 10 million women and girls with integrated health, equity, and climate change programs. So if we can see, move further, this was the flow of the workshop, how we planned it out. Initially, there were the designing phase, identifying materials which should be integrated in this workshop. In later phases, we had experts from the field, and then further we executed and prototypes were developed. So one by one, I would expect that my students would be coming over and they will be sharing their documentaries, which is the most interesting part, that what solution they have come up. So just to give you a quick review about the themes that were focused, they were disaster, risk analysis, crisis response, environmental issues and impact assessment, and very important, participation of women in the economy realized. So we need women to be part of the economic situation. We need their social inclusion and financial inclusion. So these are few clips where I would like to show that on the very last day of our workshop, students had a field visit where they were able to gather rich material and information from lady health workers, lady health supervisors, who were not just the part of health service, but also they were part of the flood. They were the affected people as well. So we were able to gather information, and the students, they took feedback on their prototypes they developed. So further, let's take one by one their prototypes. These are the summary. We have women-led eco-friendly forestation, kitchen gardening with organic solutions, eco-friendly pads, Hobbiton, the floating ferry, food preservation and storage for disaster preparedness. Over here at this point, I would like to say my thanks to my students, and I am really looking forward to my audience for positive support to our students. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Nida, for sharing your valuable highlights. Now I would kindly request our group members to introduce themselves and present their prototypes. Firstly, I would like to call group number 1 presenting their prototype, which is Cultivating Change, a Green Revolution by Innovating Kitchen Gardening with Organic Solutions. Group members, can we please have you on the stage?
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Komal, MSPH student. We took participate in women-led climate resilient workshop in which we learn about how we empower the women, how women can change the world. For this, we took a step and share our prototype on cultivating change in which we can empower our women to change the world.
My name is Khalid Khan, MSPH student, third semester. In this prototype, we have introduced lots of plants that can be grown easily in home, and they are very easy to maintain.
I'm Mohammad Sakhawat, alumni of MSPH. In this prototype, we have given an idea that how the women can use kitchen gardening as a measurement for to resist the climate change in the pre-disaster, and even to nourish themselves in the hard times after the disaster as well. We can cultivate, women, they can easily cultivate some vegetables and some basic fruits at home by using the organic fertilizers. And the many things which we waste out, for example, fruit peels, vegetable wastes, banana peels, these we can use as the organic fertilizers.
Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I am Divyani and I'm graduating from the Public Health from PUMS Nawabshah, and currently I am in first semester MSPH in SZABIST. In our prototype, our main motive is to describe the nutritional as well as home remedy plants which we use in the certain situations of the climate changes, and we describe in this.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Muhammad Tahir Akram, currently a student of Public Health first semester. We promote kitchen gardening and a cultivating solution with, to replace the chemical solutions to organic solutions. We actually promote our women to cope up the climate change, because our women can change the world.
Prototype Cultivating Change. Our aim to promote the art of cultivating a diverse range of plants, nutritional plant, home remedy plant, and vector control plants, with all using the power of organic fertilizers.
We can use fruit peels, vegetable scrape, eggshells, use tea leaves and rice water as organic fertilizers.
Economic burden. It can also reduce food shortage. The nutritional plants we are aiming to promote are spinach, lemons, tomatoes, and leafy vegetables.
have home remedy plants, in which we are aiming to promote our holy basil, also known as tulsi plant. The second one is aloe vera, and the third is lavender. Finally, we have a vector control category of plants, in which we are aiming to promote Venus flytrap, marigold, and centronella.
Cultivating change in kitchen gardening, also engage our women to engage in kitchen activities to cope up with the climate change. Our women can change the world.
Prototype Cultivating Change. Our aim to promote
Any questions from this group right now?
Any questions?
That was an excellent presentation. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful to see. I have two questions, and this is mostly just, I wonder if you're preparing some sort of kit, like a small package, जिसमें इन्हीं चीज़ों की seeds हो, so that it can be distributed. Like how do we put together all of the different equipment that's required for this? Secondly, ये सारी चीज़ें citronella वगैरह जैसे मैंने देखा था, does that also grow in our land? And तीसरी चीज़, I know MB has experience with kitchen gardens, extensive experience. I want to pass it off to him. Is there anything for consideration that you'd like to add as well?
Kitchen gardening is very good initiative for communities like we serve there in our Sindh province. Opportunity is there for kitchen gardening because they have larger plots available in their homes, within their homes. The thing which I would like to ask is how to make the kitchen gardening intervention a successful and sustainable one. Because so many projects on kitchen gardening have been implemented by various actors in the communities, but the success ratio is very low. So my question is that have you considered the sustainability part? The other thing is why only leafy vegetables? And you are proposing, I think, for urban area where they can cultivate the the flower pots or some plastic jars. But what about the communities which are the more needed ones in affected areas? They have land, cultivatable land there. Also, one thing I would like to share that you must consider those areas which have water scarcity. So when you are programming for kitchen gardening, you have to be holistic in solving your solving the problem. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to answer Mr. Askari questions. We have a very comprehensive document in which we have detailed describe how to plant these plants. We don't offer any package. We just promote these plants, names. They are easily grown, is low maintenance, and yes, citronella, lavender, they do grow in our climate. And what was your second question? I forgot.
Yes, the second part of your question, I want to recall that you mean that the rural women who are already available with the large lands and they are cultivating the crops over there. So how this kitchen gardening idea can help them out? Am I right? So I want to address this question. Okay, we agree with you that the women who are living in the rural areas, they are already busy in the cultivating the crops, but not the 100% women, they are involved in cultivation. Many of them, they don't have their own lands and they are just sitting in the home. So we have promoted this idea, we have given this idea that if those ladies who are restricted within the home, they can use this idea to grow little crops and they can keep themselves busy at the home. And the second most important thing, that sir, it can also help to reduce their depression and anxiety as well. If they are doing some activity, little activity at their homes, it can help them, it can give them their health benefits as well. And in the hard times, if they are having the shortage of food or shortage of money, so they can use these food for nourishing their babies and their home. And my third point is that this idea is not only for the rural women. The urban women, they can also use this idea to keep themselves busy in such healthy activity to reduce their economic burden and to reduce their mental illnesses as well. So this is my simple answer. I hope you are satisfied.
One point I would like to add in terms of sustainability, that we promote organic fertilizers that you get from these plants you grow. Also you get seeds from these plants, so it's very sustainable approach.
Yes. Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay. My name is Khurram. I'm working in the United Nations Population Fund as a humanitarian analyst. It's a very nice presentation. First of all, I would like to thank you for all of you. And secondly, I would like to add one experience, and from that experience, maybe you'll get my question, what I'm trying to ask. Once we had I was on a monitoring visit to Mirpur Khas. So we were working in a program, Accelerated Action Plan for Nutrition Components in enhancing response to reduced stunting. So one of the sector was kitchen garden, agriculture, right? So one of the key component in that program was to promote these kitchen gardens. So when we went there for the monitoring, there was a team of the World Bank as well. So many communities were having their kitchen gardens established there. So when we asked them, what do you do with these kitchen gardens? Because there was a number of different colors of vegetables that have nutrition for them, you know, for a healthy life as well. Secondly, for their children as well. So when we asked them, what do you do you eat these? They say no. What do you eat? They say we will eat papa and this chai. So my question is again that how you're going to promote this? Secondly, what will be your mode of behavioral change? Because it needs a mass level behavioral change for adopting this, because this needs a complete strategy to move on. So thank you very much.
Can I ask another question?
Another, yes, sir, you can.
Well, thank you very much. A wonderful presentation, and I'm very impressed with the
thank you so much,
type
sir.
of work that you're doing. Just one suggestion that when we are talking about taking this thing forward, so the video that you have made, because of the the people you would like to reach out, so they might not understand English. So it should be in a local language so that they can understand what the people are saying.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, may I speak? Your both questions are interlinked with each other. So the first part, Mr. UN representative, okay, we are working on it to conduct a community-based activity to give the awareness at the community level about the usage of the homegrown vegetables and fruits, and to give them the awareness that they have the less risk of contamination with their toxic sprays, okay, toxic sprays and other जो है insecticides, effect of insecticides which become the carcinogenic at second stage. So we are planning to conduct our further next project is to conduct the community-based activity to create the awareness among the families. Okay, and at the same time, you know that agriculture is not only the agriculture nowadays. Agriculture, Nutrition, Health Academy, it exists, which are also working on it. This concept that agriculture is linked with the nutrition and health as well. And the second part of your question, sir, when we will go in the communities to create awareness, so we will translate. We are working on it to translate this material in the Urdu or Sindhi language, to reduce the communication barrier. Thank you so much. Yes, madam, please.
If there's a small suggestion, because this kitchen garden is very close to me, and you know,
yes, ma'am, I know.
While teaching you, I gave you this thing, but now is the time that we should have a slogan that with the flowers, with the trees, we need fruits, trees, and we need to cultivate the vegetables. Seeing the inflation rate of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
vegetables, I think kitchen garden is essentiality these days.
Okay.
Okay. And then second thing, within the schools, we need to have some activity for the children so that from the very beginning, they should know the importance of kitchen garden.
Okay.
And they should know how to cultivate their own garden. And that's the suggestion that I would like you to carry out.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, my teacher and professor, Dr. Seema, has given a suggestion that we should promote and we should raise this slogan of growing kitchen gardens in the schools, at the homes. And from here, another concept has arisen that we should raise a slogan of one fruit garden. I have read somewhere in the book that we should plant of each fruit, one plant we should have in our garden. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for your hard work. Now I would like to call Group 2, which is Guide to Disaster Preparedness, Food Storage, Packaging and Preservation.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Fatima Nazir. I'm in the third semester of the MSPH program. The prototype that we work towards revolves around food preservation, its handling and storage. We know that during climate change, women are the most vulnerable group, and usually they have the responsibility of providing food to the family. They have to cook and everything. So there are some ideas that we have proposed which they can use to store their food, preserve it in case of any calamity, if in case there is any shortage of food, to make sure that they can deal with food insecurity. That is usually one of the biggest issues, and also during power shortages, so how they can store food in those scenarios. So we'll be focusing on that.
My name is Farwa Fatma and I'm student of MSPH.
Assalamu alaikum everyone present out here. My name is Farzana Imdad, MSPH 60.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Umayman and I am a student of MSPH first semester. Here we are present our prototype. The name of our prototype is food preservation and storage of food during flood.
Okay, so I think presentation. Okay. Okay. So we'll start off with a bit of a background. We know that rural areas, they are most vulnerable to natural disasters, and it is important to ensure there is a consistent food supply during and after these disasters. So proper food preservation and storage techniques can really help these rural communities to maintain access to nutritious food. Food storage is, as we have already discussed before, food storage is really vital during floods and disaster to ensure that there is a regular undisrupted food sources supply. So this is one of our first prototypes, one of the first storage methods that we have proposed. It is called a pot clay fridge. It's very simple. You have to use materials that are easily accessible to these women who are already in these rural areas. What they can do is take two pot clays and you place one inside the other. You fill the empty space with soil and then you water it. What happens is that due to water evaporation, all the heat is transferred and you can use it as kind of like a makeshift fridge in these conditions when there is as we have already talked about, if there is an electricity cut off, if they don't have access to fridge, or if they don't have access to other equipments through which they can preserve or store food. So this is a very good prototype for storing food for a short term basis. There is another one, the second method, which is wait a second. Okay, so this is the other method. This is more for long-term storage. This is called a root clamp. What you do is you dig an underground clamp and you store, put all your root vegetables, basically your potatoes, your carrots, you store them in a basket and you put that basket underground in the clamp. You cover it with soil and leave a small space for ventilation. This is a really good method and it keeps your root vegetables fresh for about 6 to 8 months. I think root vegetables are very important nutritionally as well because they are a very good source of carbohydrates, quick energy source. So this is one of the methods that we recommended. Next up, we talk about food preservation, how you can preserve fruits and vegetables. There is a step-by-step process. We have detailed it in another document that we have prepared. This is just a quick flow chart that describes the process. So you select your fresh produce, you clean and cut it, you boil it, drain it, and chemical mixing if you have access to citric acid. Otherwise, you can use salt, sugar, or vinegar for that purpose as well. And then you dry and package it. This is another flow chart for preservation of meat. You clean, cut it in long strips, then you rub it with salt or spices to preserve it, and then you dry it, and then same packaging. So these are some quick methods. These are some of the materials that can be used to store your food which you have preserved. You can use clay pots, very good for keeping your food cool and for water evaporation of heat. Then straw baskets, metal cans, food grade plastic buckets, and plastic bottles. Okay, this is another method. I think we thought that it was very good for areas where there is a high chance of flooding, and so what you can do is you can set up kitchens on higher grounds. It prevents water damage. So this is another idea we thought was very good. Then you can place your straw baskets on an elevated level, putting them on an elevated level again prevents water damage. Again, food storage units to prevent food damage, and then also elevated water containers to ensure there is a safe access to drinking water during floods or any other disasters. That's it. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, we are open to answering those. No questions?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन दी। मेरा एक सवाल ये है कि इस हवाले से आप अवेयरनेस किस तरह फैलाएंगे और किस किस्म के मैसेजेस फैलाए जाएंगे उस आबादी के लिए जिनके लिए आपने ये प्रोटोटाइप्स डेवलप किए हैं?
Okay, so what we thought we could possibly conduct some workshop for these women. So they would be completely focused on how they can preserve, store and handle food. We could have someone who can demonstrate it to them, and then we can have proper guidelines made in Urdu, you know, so it's more understandable to them, or in any other language which is understandable to them. Or I think as if illiteracy is an issue, obviously demonstration, I think they work very well in those circumstances.
बहुत शुक्रिया and good luck for your work. आप लोगों ने काफ़ी अच्छा काम किया है और I think you all deserve appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, it was a very good presentation. जहाँ तक preservation का ताल्लुक है, देखो औरतों को कुछ ना कुछ तो नॉलेज होती है इसके बारे में ना. You just need to enhance them.
Yes,
ठीक है. तो why not you use YouTube as your channel? उसके अंदर आप थोड़ी सी आप कुछ ना कुछ बना के डालो. That is the best method that can work these days. ठीक है. And within the language that they can understand. अच्छा. Secondly, जो different type के आप foods बता रहे हो, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ तो वाटर है. जब क्लाइमेट का जब भी कोई ऐसी चीज़ होती है तो वाटर इज़ द मोस्ट वल्नरेबल थिंग जो सबसे पहले ख़त्म होता है, और उसमें हम वी आर जस्ट उसकी रिजर्वेशन के लिए मतलब अंडरग्राउंड ओवरहेड जैसा वो हो, कुछ उसके ऊपर आपको काम करने की ज़रूरत है. ठीक है ना. यू मस्ट थिंक अबाउट दैट कि मतलब वहाँ कैसे आप करोगे. ठीक है.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
It was a very wonderful presentation. I congratulate you for this. I would like to suggest that why not specify the things with the affected communities. For example, in Sindh, there are two types of disasters are more frequent, droughts and floods. So you can specify those produces which are there in the flood affected areas, and the produces which are in drought affected areas. For example, Tharparkar and some parts of Sangad and Umarkot. The other thing is that why they should preserve food. For drought affected areas, it's okay, because in drought months, in the months of drought, the preserved food can be used for them, and they are doing that very well. They can, those vegetables can last for a whole year. If drought year comes and there are no vegetables, they can sustain on that. But in the flood affected areas, mostly fresh vegetables are used. And root vegetables are only in the winter seasons. For example, potato is present all around the year. So they don't need to preserve it, because the excess issues is not so that they should preserve potatoes and the carrots, but they should preserve certain foods which become costly by passage of the time. For example, when the season's on, in mid of the season, the vegetables are very cheap and easily available. They can be purchased or then preserved and used and even marketed, like onion, and they can make tomato ketchup. Tomato is very cheap in Badin in certain months. You can, 2, 3, 5 rupees per kg. And at times it is 400, 500 per kg. So they can, so you can propose how to preserve tomatoes, how to preserve onion, so that the communities which we are going to support and provide assistance understand the new methods to make their make themselves food availability during the season, of the season, and also during floods or disasters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your comments are very valuable. We'll definitely include them in our document. One thing that I would like to answer, you asked if what is the use of preservation during floods or in areas that are prone to floods. So what our idea is that even if flood water is not reaching your area or your village, there are times when food supply is cut off, your electricity supply is cut off. So in those circumstances, we thought it would be convenient if people are already in the habit of storing surplus food. So even if that need arises, they do have excess storage, so they can, you know, cope well with those circumstances.
To store the fresh vegetables for few more days. That is very excellent. And I was talking about the longer period storage of carrots and potatoes. They would not work in flood affected areas because we cannot predict how much flood is arriving, how much we should raise the ground. At times it becomes 5 to 6 to 10 feet high floods. So that is what I wanted to say.
Okay,
the other idea you have proposed is excellent one because the mud pots are available there. They can use their broken pots. They will not have to purchase them or spend money on that. So that idea is very good. It should be promoted.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Really quick, ये मेरा question नहीं है और specifically इस पे comment भी नहीं है. This could be a general thought, thinking out loud for this presentation, the previous ones, for the next ones as well. हम लोग कभी भी किसी तरह का भी initiative लेते हैं तो उसके बहुत सारे interconnected parts होते हैं. कभी भी isolation में एक actor सारी considerations, be it logistics, be it communications, be it SBCC, be it supply, be it, मतलब बहुत सारी और considerations होती हैं जो कि बहुत सारे दूसरे एक्टर्स आपके साथ एक होलिस्टिक इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच को साथ लेके जा रहे होते हैं जब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन जारी होती है. तो इस तरह की जब आप लोगों के पास प्रॉम्प्ट्स आते हैं टू डेवलप प्रोटोटाइप्स, पर्सनली स्पीकिंग आई एम नॉट नेसेसरली कंसर्न्ड अबाउट उसके आप लोग कैसे लॉजिस्टिक्स या उसकी किस तरह से कम्युनिकेशन कैंपेन या उसकी आप किस तरह से वो करते हैं, क्योंकि आपका प्रोटोटाइप डिज़ाइन करना, डेवलप करना, पिच करना, POC का उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कैसे होती है देखा जाए. बट वो दिस आई जस्ट थॉट आई शेयर इट विद यू एज वेल फॉर encouragement कि excellent ideas, excellent prototypes, जो दूसरी considerations हैं, let's not let them dismiss. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody from students who want to ask question are most welcomed.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Bakhtawer Khan and I'm from MSPH first semester. First and foremost, it's really impressive to see that you have highlighted such basic things which can bring about a big change. So it's really good to see. I just have a question that these are really basic practices that you have highlighted and it can bring a bigger change, like using and setting kitchens on heights and everything. So why do you think these things are not being practiced right now, like in the present? If we see, there are a lot of problems. So is there anything that you have already studied about that, why these practices are not being already, why these approaches are not actually being practiced first? And second, if there are limitations, so how can you address it? And also, I just want to add one more thing, that based on the information that we already have, we have seen in documentaries and studies, the women who are actually living in the rural areas, they already have a lot of innovative ways of preserving things, like they use salt for preserving a lot of things and all. So do you think that incorporating those ideas which are actually existing there, and the practices that are actually being existing there since ages, do you think incorporating that would add on something to this practice? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. First of all, I think you asked why women are not already practicing these things. A lot of our practices root from our cultural, whatever we learn from our parents and whatever they learn from their parents. So it usually comes down to that. So if a practice is not already, incorporated in a community, it is difficult to introduce it there. So sometimes they are using very good methods. When we were looking for these ideas for prototypes, we did a thorough research on what the existing practices are in these areas. And we tried to come up with ideas that were not already being used. And we wanted to connect. They do preserve food. They use, they have this practice of making achars. They make pickles, they have jams. But what we wanted to do is connect it to climate resilience. So, not just a standalone preservation thing, but you connect it to disaster preparedness, how they can use those methods to prepare for disaster. So this was our idea, I think. Okay, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Can you, it's okay?
I think we have this.
So now we have group 3 on stage. Please
Assalamu
introduce
alaikum.
yourself.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Anam, alumni of SZABIST University, MSPH. And this is my group team.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Dr. Mehak Aksa.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Shumala Lorani, student of MSPH. Our prototype is women-led climate forestation.
Okay, so our prototype is about the guide to women-led climate resilience related women-led forestation. Not just forestation, but the eco-friendly forestation. Here, what I mean by saying this eco-friendly, because most of us know that forestation is healthy, but they don't know how it can be healthy. By knowing when, where, how, and what to grow, and which plants to grow, because we are here unaware of the fact that the importance of having a correct knowledge about these type of questions is really very necessary. So forest itself is a broad term that accumulates a lot of things in it, not just planting a tree. It has land conservation procedures, it has different fertilizers that we want to incorporate to have the good healthy outcomes, but due to limited and to keep it in simple and prescribed form, we have kept an idea to educate and to have a guide for primary school girls. Basically, primary school girls are a target population, and we think that this is the age group that we should target in order to empower them from the beginning only, so that they have a good habit to develop, and secondly, they can, when they'll grow up, they'll run a good habit of this forestation. So the things when, where, how, and which trees to grow. Next please. Thank you. It's not working. Okay, so introduction. As we know that women faces challenges in different domains of the society, and due to this inequality, there is a dire need to understand their role in the society basically. So for that, there are very limited opportunities in the field of forestation as well. So we have made an initiative in the form of a guide to make them aware about their hidden potentials as well and what they can do in this particular field. Okay. It's not working. Okay, now the okay, so there's something about the guide. There's something about the guide that when to grow trees, where to grow trees, how and which trees to grow. This is actually the initiative that is taken at the beginner level for the primary school girls, right? To make them empowered enough to play their part actively in climate resilience, right? So again, there is written that female primary school teachers will be empowered to give training of the topics in the guide to their female students. Okay. So I would like you to please open a guide for me. Thank you. Okay, so this is the guide we have prepared for the primary school girls, basically on when, where, and how to grow trees. Okay, so this is the step-by-step, very easy procedure, and we are planning to empower the primary school teachers basically to train their primary school girls about it. So this is a whole guide basically designed for them only. Plant more tree species means when to grow plants. Most of us don't know the exact timings of plants. So from the very beginning and early age, when we have the concept of developing this phenomena and this concept clear in the minds of the young girls, they will be well enough to know how they can contribute effectively in this climate resilience change. Then where to grow trees, it's all up to according to their level with the pictures so that they can be understandable for them very easily. Then where to grow, and then the important point that make sure you select a location that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight daily. Then there's a procedure of how to grow the trees. Water the soil on planting day before you dig the hole. Then dig a hole 2 to 3 times the diameter of the root ball. Here we have the diagrammatic presentation of each and every step so that it can be very much clear to the primary student girls. Then dig the hole to the same depth as the root ball. Okay, then filling in the planting hole with the original soil and tamp them lightly. Water deeply at the base of the tree until the soil is saturated. Now then there is the part which trees to grow. We should grow the trees that provide shade, air purifying, and are less water absorbing. So these are some of them: neem tree, then sukchen tree, amaltas, and gul moher. So this was the guide basically for the primary school girls to make them aware, and we have planned to follow this procedure by in empowering the primary school teachers to train their primary school girls about it. So this was made according to their level. And lastly, we want to show you the video. Can you please play? Thank you.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, आज मैं आपको 2 पेड़ की कहानी सुनाऊंगी। वो दोनों दिखने में तो हरे थे, लेकिन दोनों में बहुत फ़र्क था। एक जो ऊपर से तो साया देने का ढोंग करता, लेकिन अंदर से वो उस गांव का सारा पानी पी जाता। और दूसरी तरफ जो दूसरा पेड़ था, वो दिखने में तो बहुत कांटे वाला, लेकिन असल वो वहाँ की गर्मी झेलता, सबको ठंडक देता और सिर्फ अपनी ज़रूरत के मुताबिक पानी पीता। बूढ़े पेड़ की वजह से गांव वालों को पानी ना मिलता। उन्होंने शिकायत की। कुछ दिन बाद उस गांव में कुछ औरतें आईं, जिन्होंने वहाँ के लोगों को उस झूठे पेड़ की असलियत बताई। सारे गांव वाले हैरान हो गए और उन सब ने मिलकर फ़ैसला करा कि अब हम इस बुरे पेड़ की जगह अच्छे पेड़ लगाएंगे। कुछ दिनों बाद गांव का मौसम बहुत अच्छा हो गया। वहाँ जो पानी का मसला था वो भी हल हो गया। वहाँ का मौसम बहुत ही खुशगवार रहने लगा और गांव वाले हमेशा खुश रहे।
Thank you. So, any questions? Thank you. Yes.
Hello, this is Samina Bakhtawer. I'm just representing here the esteemed personality Dr. Akram Sultan.
Yes.
So wonderful presentation, wonderful video. Hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
And the concept is really good related to the climate resilience and empowering the women. My question is related to the strategy which you have developed about the training of the primary children and incorporating the teachers for taking it a step ahead. Have you ever planned any, how will you going to evaluate its impact after maybe after 3 months or 6 months after this intervention? Have you ever incorporated thought of any kind of evaluation or the monitoring kind that whether this being followed up or not?
Yes. Initial assessment will be taken and then mid-evaluation after 6 months and then yearly.
And what are you anticipating? What would be your biggest challenge while training such kind of kids?
To have a healthy habit of developing this, forestation basics, that what to plant, where to plant, and when to plant. Because these are very essential things we as an adults don't know even. And due to improper forestation, we are unable to, although we plant trees, although we have forestation, we say that forestation is healthy, but we don't know how it can be healthy. So by knowing these basics and key things, we can make our work more productive by selecting and focusing on the basics that are actually promoting the correct importance of forestation.
Wonderful. Another thing is that there would be a challenge from the parent side. So I would we would definitely go to the parent side and will meet them and try to influence them about their parenting, because the habit not only develop in the home, schools, but also there should be some home practice required.
So, any other question? Yes, ma'am.
One question from students. Anyone?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rafiq Channa, and I'm a student of MSPH and working as a manager search at Institute for Global Health and Development at Ahad University. So I think this program for the women and girls is an impressive program for the change makers to the climate resilience. So my question is that how you have planned the sustainability to expand this program in other communities and in across Sindh province?
Okay, so we have planned for the various awareness sessions. Through the awareness sessions, specifically to the primary school teachers, and empowering them enough to train their students. This is our strategy behind this program.
Thank you.
I would like to add in this. We will initially, first of all, we will divide it. Like it's a very basic program. So we will divide it into 2 categories. First, we will go for the urban schools and try to teach the urban schools, then private and the government. Then we will move to the rural side, because urbanization is very important. First of all, we have to focus on the city area where the schools are so much and the students are literate enough to understand such things. Then we will move to rural side.
So particularly the focus is main is city area because here the major pollution and other problems are arising.
And secondly, we have also planned to have a translation of this guide in the local languages of the villages where we are going to promote this. And this is for the urban, basically. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call our group 4 presenting their prototype, which is eco-friendly pads crafted comfortably by women. Can we please have group 4 on the stage?
Okay,
Please do introduce
we have
yourself.
one question from the ma'am.
ये प्राइमरी स्कूल चाहे अर्बन एरियाज़ के भी हों, वहाँ के लिए भी इसको इंग्लिश और उर्दू दोनों में ही होना चाहिए. बाइलिंगुअल होगा तो ज़्यादा बेहतर कम्युनिकेशन हो पाएगा.
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू.
Also plan to just make a video how to plant, and it would be the shortest video. Send to their home, parents and others.
For the awareness, basically.
जी जी.
So that they will start learning from that.
बहुत अच्छे.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening. My name is Tanzi Fatma and I'm student of Bachelor's and Public Health. Starting with a quote, a society that prioritizes menstrual hygiene is a society that prioritizes the well-being and rights of the woman. Our prototype is about producing eco-friendly pads which are going to be made by those resilient women which have these resources. They need 3 basic things which every household has. They require cotton, they have cloth, and they have thread and needle. All it takes is a proper training and proper courage to motivate them to make those things and to provide them those things, and also for other women, those are in difficult situations.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hafsa Johar Iqbal and I'm a law student. It has been an honor for me to be the part of this workshop and to work on our prototype. And the aim of our prototype is to empower our females and enhance their resilience.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tazeen Asif and I am a student of MSPH.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Faiza and I'm a student of Bachelor's Public Health.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Shansha Hussain and I'm a student of LLB.
Homes and ruins. Everything is destroyed. And you imagine your community is submerged by floods. Homes and ruins. Everything is destroyed. And you suddenly start your period. Caught in the chaos, not knowing how to cope. What will you do?
Now consider this. It's not just an imagination. Countless women face this very crisis during disasters, unprepared, with no access to proper menstrual hygiene.
We know this water is not clean, but we have no choice. Even if we use soap to wash our clothes and dry them in the sun, they remain dirty. We drink this water, we wash our dishes with it, we bathe with it.
In times of disasters, women's needs don't disappear. In fact, they become even more critical. That's why it's time for us to secure menstrual hygiene as a fundamental right.
Constantly receiving calls from people from the flood affected areas. 2 weeks ago, a woman from Lasbela called me. Lasbela is a district which has been worst affected by floods in Balochistan. She told me that women are using tree leaves and sand in order to manage their periods. When people tell me that menstrual hygiene is not a need, I want to tell them that women are actually using tree leaves.
Our mission is to introduce eco-friendly pads. And here's the beauty. Every woman in every household knows how to stitch. All they require is 3 basic items. They need cotton, they need clothes, and they need needle and thread. We will provide these basic trainings from lady health workers to every woman in rural household.
How will they make it? First, women cut organic cotton into absorbent layers stitching them together for a secure fit. An adhesive of flour or starch and water ensures its stability. After use, they can safely dispose or compost, reducing environmental impact.
We promote it through vocational trainings, vivid visuals, and hands-on workshops. Women gain essential skills by promoting sustainable health practices. We collaborate with non-governmental organizations, influential figures, and government initiatives for a wider reach.
Does awareness really work? And the answer to that is yes, it does. In the following video, we asked some lady health workers about it, and this was their response. Question: does menstrual hygiene awareness works or not, and how important it is to give awareness? Answer: yes. The effect of the awareness was evident as those women began to prioritize their menstrual hygiene, often requesting clean supplies during their periods and even after. Question: did they demand for cotton pads? Answer: while they did ask for cotton pads, but they were beyond our means to provide. Hence, spreading awareness and conducting vocational workshops on how to make our eco-friendly pads not only raises awareness about menstrual hygiene, but also empowers them to become self-reliant.
These eco-friendly pads offer more than just disaster relief. They empower women, ensuring hygiene even in times of chaos. By promoting sustainable materials, we also protect our environment. Women gain economic independence by selling these pads. Their self-sufficiency enhances community resilience and fosters self-reliance. This is our path to a prepared, safer future.
This is Dr. Amir Abbas. This is not a question but a comment. I think for all the interventions, as Madam also mentioned, these days you have YouTube, and what you need to do is that you have made an excellent video, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of things which can still be improved in it. Whatever interventions, whether this or other groups, what they're doing, so you need to enhance your skills of video production in this age, and then disseminate that information through social media these days. Yeah. Because I think for the public health programs, my suggestion will be that I think these video production skills, they are needed to be incorporated because that is the way you can reach to masses, right? You produced an amazing documentary. I'm really impressed with that. But at the same time, you yourself need to go back there and see it again. Yeah. Right, and before you're disseminating, I'm sure that you will yourself find out, okay, यहाँ पर ये नहीं करना चाहिए था, यहाँ पर ये करना चाहिए था, and the more you do it, the more it gets improved, right? It's not a question, and I really appreciate your help.
Thank you so much.
Can I add one thing, because I've been watching all of these videos also. एक चीज़ जो आप लोग बिल्कुल श्योर करें, no negative or false message. ठीक है ना? This is the utmost, this is the baseline, जिसके ऊपर कोई compromise नहीं, because you are the future of this country. ठीक है? सच के साथ चलोगे तो that is going to be the best thing. ठीक है? Last वाली वीडियो जो थी ना आपकी, जो सॉरी मैंने उस वक्त वो कमेंट तो नहीं किया था, लेकिन अब वो नारा अटक रहा है, क्या करूँ मैं। वो 2 ट्रीज की कहानी, दैट वाज वेरी गुड, बट वी डोंट नीड टू रिप्लेस दैट ट्री, वी जस्ट नीड टू प्लेस इट एट द राइट प्लेस, बिकॉज कई उनकी दलदल वाली जगहें होती हैं, कई ऐसी जगहें होती हैं जहाँ पानी ज़्यादा होता है, तो वहाँ आप इम्प्लांट करें। वो आपका इतना अच्छा आपका वो था स्लोगन कि कहाँ क्यों कैसे, उसको आप उसी जगह को यूटिलाइज करो, ठीक है ना? एंड दैट्स ब्रिलियंट थिंग जो आप लोग कर रहे हो, दैट इज़ द बेस लाइन दैट वी नीड। थैंक यू।
Any one question from students, please? Anybody? Sure.
First of all, it was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
The thing is that, cloth, all people know that. Cloth, we have already learned in women-led resilience workshops that it may create some kind of infections due to improper hygiene or if they are not washed properly. So do you have any idea or plan regarding to this, that how to wash and reuse them? Because when you are talking about the urban area, so there is no sufficient water. When it comes to rural area, there would be insufficiency of water, can create more contamination and infection at that particular area. So do you have any plan or strategy regarding that?
Thank you for your question. We decided that since you said there's a lack of water, but if there is water, they can sterilize the needle in the water, and as well as they could overheat the cloth on any hot surface. So that's how they can sterilize it. It's going to be?
You are using it for the purpose, and the purpose is that you are going to wash it properly. So do you have any idea and technique that how they are going to wash it?
Basically, the thing is that जब हमने ये सारी चीज़ें we collected the data or we heard their stories, तो उनको ये चीज़ें पता ही नहीं है. They don't even have these basic knowledge कि कब क्या करना है, how much time do you have to change it और कितने days, and मतलब ये सारी जो basic knowledge है. So जब हम उनको ये basic knowledge provide करेंगे तो obviously there will be solution कि उनको कितने time में क्या करना है, how will that cloth be changed and all. तो वो proper trainings जब होंगी तो जब हम उनको awareness देंगे तो ये सारी चीज़ें भी उसमें आ जाएंगी.
Thank you so much. Such an amazing presentation, such an amazing work.
Then whatever they want. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we will be having our last prototype, which is the floating ferry.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Samra Hussain and I am from the Mechatronics Engineering Department, final semester. So our prototype is Hobotron, that is a floating ferry, and it highlights about a mini hospital that is being built inside a mini boat, and it will be assisting the flood victims that are suffering from major drawbacks of life, and as well as they are having their difficulties in the time of crisis. So if we move on. Okay, so our team that is working behind the scenes is Ma'am Nida, then we have Ma'am Manisha, then we have Ma'am Tabina, and I myself, Samra. The agenda that I'll be focusing on today is the project objective that I already told about the mini hospital that we are having in terms of boats, ferries that will be providing assistance to victims of flood. Then if we move on, then we have communication goals, that how Hobotron will be providing communication with respect to the flood that has been occurred or will be occurring in future. So our first goal will be comprising of general checkups. Why general checkups? Because after flood, there are certain people who are not affected badly, but are affected. So they are required to have general checkups, that if they are having internal injuries or if they are having some blood clotting in their bodies, so we need to focus on their general checkups. Then we have malaria and vector-borne diseases as well, because malaria is really unhygienic because of the mosquitoes that are going because of the flood water, the dirty water basically. So we have to be curious about the malaria and flood in terms of flood. Then we have the early tuberculosis detection, because there are some children who are affected with TB, so we need to be focusing on the detection of their tuberculosis as well. Apart from that, we need to focus on the other things that are birth planning. We need to have to focus on the things that are required for mental and emotional well-being of a woman, because they are the most affected ones in flood, because they have children to take care, they have themselves to take care in terms of medical hygiene, as well as the terms of keeping strong in the family. So we need to focus on their mental and emotional hygiene, because at times there are women who are mentally broken of the floods that happen, and they are not able to come back to life. They lose their hopes, and they are not able to support their family with respect to their spirit of going strong. So we need to have that as well. We need to have counseling sessions as well, because there are times when the women are trying to support their men by saying that okay, हो गया है लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, फ्लड आ गया था, अब हम इसे कवर अप करना चाहते हैं तो हम किस तरह करेंगे. तो women are the strong ones. Then if we move forward, if I have to summarize the communication goals of our Hobotron, then I would say that it has 5 aspects. First aspect will be our curative care, then it will be reproductive care, then it will be child care, then afterwards we would be saying that it will be laboratory services, because laboratory services have urine and hemoglobin test as well, because in floods we need to have proper checkups as well. So laboratory services are the ones that we are focusing on as well. The target audience that we like to emphasize on with respect to Hobotron are the health workers, lady health workers, the women medical officers. What I meant is that, because these women can understand pretty well that how the flood victims can be identified with their difficulties and their diseases. So these are. Then we have, furthermore, Hobotron will be having equipments related to PPEs. PPE stands for Personal Protection Equipment. That highlights on, these are the highlights of our personal protection equipment. Because we have 16, so I'll be really quick about that. We'll be having dry clothing services, we'll be having some reflective gears. Reflective gears will be highlighting that if there is low light, so the reflective gears will be on their jackets that can highlight, okay, this is the person who's stuck in the dark, so we can identify him. We'll be having whistles as well, because there are at times that, if you have seen Titanic, most of you have seen Titanic, so there was Rose, and she was stuck in the water, and she wasn't able to being identified. So she had a whistle with her, and when she blew the whistle, she was identified in the sea, in the big ocean, that okay, she's a victim, and she has to be pulled off. So whistles are the ones that we can use as well. As well as we have multiple things like first aid kits. We have also, sorry. We have multiple other things as well that can help us in identifying or protection of the health workers that can be used for during the flood, basically. Yeah, so according to statistics that the flood that came in back in 2020, so it highlights that mostly women are affected. Men are affected, but women are the ones who need to cope up from the flood the most, because if we are trying to say that women are just not the breadwinners of the family and all that, it's nothing like that. Women are working hard in terms of many aspects of a family to upbring their reputation as well as to upbring their status as well. So yeah, thank you so much. Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Samra. So all in all, a very brilliant student. She's from engineering side, mechatronic, and very difficult for her to actually pitch the idea. of ferry boats or ferry clinics where we can convert BHUs and RHC centers during floods. And it is a feasible thing where fishermen, they are using it, and it can have basic first aid kit along with PPEs. So the response we got from lady health workers and lady health supervisors कि वो कह रहे थे कि उनकी severe dermatitis, their nails, they just because of traveling in the water, toxic, along with malaria. So we just want to all in all cover it, that it's a brilliant idea with Wi-Fi and multiple other things. And this is all we have. Now we would like Manisha to further take.
Thank you so much, participants, for all your hard work and the experts to give your feedbacks. On the behalf of Public Health Department, I would like to appreciate all your dedication, time and hard work towards this journey. So now I would like to call Dr. Sarvat Mumtaz for the closing ceremony. Dr. Sarvat, can we please have you on the stage? Professor Dr. Sarvat Mumtaz.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मुझे हैरत है कि मेरे उन स्टूडेंट्स से तालियां क्यों बजाई जिन्होंने अभी क्लास लेनी है। मतलब ऑलरेडी 3 घंटे मुझे झेलेंगे अभी इन फ्यूचर, और अभी फिर दोबारा से मुझे सुनने के लिए शायक हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू सो मच। अच्छा, बस एनीवे आई डोंट वांट टू टेक यू मच ऑफ योर टाइम. First of all, I just want to extend my thanks to all valuable guests here, and thank you really very much for your honorable presence here. And most of the students who were presented some prototypes. So I would like to say very proudly that most of them are my students, and I'm really sitting here, I was just feeling a sense of pride in my side, and that they are my students. बल्कि इस तरह कहूँ कि मैं इनकी टीचर हूँ, तो आई वॉज रियली फीलिंग वेरी प्राइड कि आपने इतने अच्छे प्रोटोटाइप्स डिज़ाइन किए, और हम उन पे अगर अमल करें तो वाकई में वो बहुत ही एप्लीकेबल भी हैं. एज एन एकेडमिशियन at this valuable and auspicious organization, SZABIST University, and as a medical doctor plus a public health expert, I just want to give you only 2 messages here. जो मेरी presentation थी students के लिए regarding this, उसका topic था women's empowerment. और अभी किसी ने उसके लिए directly तो prototype design नहीं किया, लेकिन अगर देखें तो indirectly वो सारे women empowerment के लिए ही थे. तो आप हमारी सोसाइटी का आइडिया इस चीज़ से लगा लें. नॉट इन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस इंस्टीट्यूशन, आउटसाइड दिस यूनिवर्सिटी. आई वॉज जस्ट डिस्कसिंग कि देर इज़ अबाउट टू बी अ research conference and presentations by Pathfinder, and they are working on women-led climate resilience. तो मुझसे एक मैन ने पूछा why women-led. तो मेरे पास उसको जवाब देने के लिए बहुत कुछ था, लेकिन मेरे पास टाइम नहीं था. तो मैंने उसको सिर्फ एक जवाब दिया. मैंने कहा भैया इतना कुछ मैन लेड होता है, कभी कोई वीमेन नहीं पूछती कि बाय मैन लेड. तो अगर कोई वीमेन लेड हो रहा है तो होने दो, तुम्हें क्या एतराज़ है उस पर. तो इट इज़ जस्ट शोइंग कि हमारा एटीट्यूड क्या है और हम अभी तक कैसे सोचते. आई एम रियली वेरी मच इम्प्रेस्ड कि पाथफाइंडर जो काम कर रहा है, इट्स रियली वेरी अप्रिशिएटेबल एंड आई मस्ट अप्रिशिएट. तो और मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि ज़ाबिस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी ने जो है वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा एक्सटेंड किया, और हम इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट भी उम्मीद करते हैं कि ज़ाबिस्ट अपने हर फोरम पे ऐसे हर एजुकेशनल एक्टिविटी को वेलकम करेगा. तो बस माई जस्ट लास्ट 2 मैसेजेस रिगार्डिंग वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट. सबसे पहली बात तो ये कि एंड दीज मैसेजेस आर फॉर माई स्टूडेंट्स. पहला मैसेज, वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट क्लाइमेट चेंज रिजिलियंस में क्यों चाहिए. तो सीधी सी बात है, ज़िंदगी में एक सबक याद रखिएगा, अच्छे वक्तों में बुरे वक्त को नहीं भूलना चाहिए, बुरे वक्तों में अच्छे वक्त को नहीं भूलना चाहिए. जब अच्छा वक्त है तो बुरा भी आ सकता है, बुरा होगा तो दोबारा से अच्छा भी आएगा. तो यही औरत होगी जो अभी घर में खाना पका रही है, झाड़ू दे रही है, रोटियां पका रही है, सडन जब घर में पानी आएगा. तो मैंने अपने स्टूडेंट्स को भी ये कहा था जब मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी कि सबसे पहले वो क्या चीज़ उठा के भागेगी, आसपास अपने बच्चे। तो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स ने कहा अपने बच्चे। तो मैंने कहा क्या वो अपने हस्बैंड, वो जहाँ पर भी हो, ऑफिस में हो, हॉस्पिटल में हो, बी इट अ डॉक्टर, किसान, दुकानदार, तो क्या पहले उसको कॉल करेगी कि जल्दी से घर आ जाइए, पानी आ गया है घर में? ऐसा करेगी? नो। तो क्या एक ऐसी औरत जो इन द सेंस ऑफ और इन द सीन्स ऑफ क्राइसिस सबसे पहले अपने बच्चे उठा के भागती है और अपने शौहर को नहीं बुलाती, तो क्या आपके ख्याल में ऐसी औरत खुद मुख्तारी के काबिल नहीं होती? क्या उसको इतना खुद मुख्तार नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो इन द टाइम ऑफ क्राइसिस कोई डिसीजंस खुद भी ले सके, वो फाइनेंशियली एम्पावर्ड हो, फाइनेंशियली लिटरेट हो? तो सिंपल सी बात यह है कि आप अच्छे वक्तों में औरत को बोलने दीजिए ताकि उसको किसी बुरे वक्त में भी बोलने की आदत हो। हमारे यहाँ हाल ये है कि हम वीमेन को किसी पार्टिसिपेशन का कोई मौका नहीं देते। वीमेन डिसीजन मेकिंग पार्टिसिपेशन है सिर्फ, इसका इट डजेंट मीन कि रोल जो है वो शिफ्ट हो गए, मर्द औरत बन गया है और औरत मर्द, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट द शिफ्टिंग द रोल्स, इट इज़ जस्ट अबाउट द पार्टिसिपेशन, इट इज़ जस्ट अबाउट द कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वीमेन इन एक्चुअल लाइफ। तो सिंपल सी बात यह है, अगर औरत को कभी अच्छे हालात में, अपने घर में, अच्छे माहौल में, हस्बैंड के साथ, बच्चों के साथ कभी बोलने की आदत नहीं हुई और उसे हमेशा ये कह के चुप कराया गया, चुप जाहिल औरत, तुझे क्या पता। ये बड़ा मशहूर ज़माना सेंटेंस है, मैंने अपने स्टूडेंट से भी डिस्कस किया था। हर पहला सेंटेंस जो औरत को वल्नरेबल करता है वो यही होता है, चुप जाहिल औरत, तुझे क्या पता। तो सब सीधी सी बात है भाई, औरत को जाहिल नहीं रहने दो और जो कुछ उसे नहीं पता वो उसे बता दो। सिंपल, दिस इज़ वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट। ये कोई बहुत बड़ी रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है। उसको ऐसे कर दो कि फिर कोई उसे जाहिल औरत ना कहे। तो नंबर 1 क्या चीज़ हुई कि एजुकेशन में उसकी क्या होनी चाहिए, फुल पार्टिसिपेशन होनी चाहिए और कम्युनिटी स्ट्रेंथनिंग जो है वो बेस करनी चाहिए विमेन एजुकेशन पे। और दूसरी चीज़, तुझे क्या पता, तुझे बैंकिंग का क्या पता, क्रेडिट कार्ड्स का क्या पता, फाइनेंशियली लिटरेसी क्या होती है उसका क्या पता, तो अपने पैसे नहीं मैनेज कर सकती, तो भाई उसको फाइनेंशियल लिटरेट कर दो, उसे सिखाओ जो उसे नहीं आता। और इसकी मैंने एक रीज़न बताई कि जब उसको अच्छे हालात में बोलना आएगा, अच्छे वक्त में बोलेगी तो बुरे वक्त में भी उठ खड़ी होगी। और फिर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात ये कि हम तो इस बात को डिस्कस ही नहीं कर रहे राइट नाउ कि व्हाट वर द डिजास्टर्स सिचुएशंस एंड व्हाट वर द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ दोज क्लाइमेट चेंजेस ऑन वीमेन। शॉर्टली अभी आपने स्टूडेंट्स की प्रेजेंटेशन देखी, रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ पे बहुत इफेक्ट होता है, बहुत डिजास्टर्स इफेक्ट होता है, मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज़, और ये सब ज़्यादा ख़वातीन और बच्चों के साथ ही होते हैं। फिर दूसरी बात, खुदा ना खास्ता उनके घर का कफ़ील इस डिज़ास्टर की नज़र हो जाए तो वो अपने घर की वाहिद कफ़ील भी होती हैं। खुदा ना खास्ता वो विडो हो जाएं या उनका शौहर जो है वो किसी वजह से डिसेबिलिटी हो जाए उसे, तो फिर घर का वाहिद कफ़ील कौन होगा? वो खुद खातून। तो हर सूरत में इट मस्ट बी वीमेन लेड और इट शुड बी वीमेन लेड, और वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट का रोल हर फॉरम पे ज़रूरी है, स्पेसिफिकली इन क्लाइमेट चेंज रिलेटेड डिज़ास्टर्स एंड रिजिलियंस। और दूसरी आखिरी बात, वीमेन जिनको आप पोस्ट डिज़ास्टर्स एरियाज़ में देखते हैं या जो ऐसे किसी भी सानहे से गुजर चुकी होती हैं, तो उन्हें स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। दे आर, इट मीन्स दे आर ऑलरेडी स्ट्रॉन्ग। अगर वो स्ट्रॉन्ग ना होती तो आज खड़ी भी नहीं होती, आज होती ही नहीं। स्टिल आई जस्ट शोड अ पिक्चर टू माई स्टूडेंट्स जिसमें ये दिखाया जा रहा था कि पानी में एक औरत खड़ी है, सीधी बिल्कुल, ना रो रही है ना परेशान है, हाथ में बर्तन है, गोद में बच्चा, एंड इज शोइंग 3 नीड्स। नंबर 1 बच्चे की प्रोटेक्शन, नंबर 2 हंगर जो से खाना जो बच्चे के लिए लेकर आया है, और नंबर 3 वो खड़ी है विदाउट एनी शेल्टर। तो ये जो 3 चीज़ें हैं ये बता रही हैं कि वो औरत इज़ ऑलरेडी रिजिलियंट। अगर वो रिजिलियंट ना होती तो खड़ी नहीं होती पानी में, अपने बच्चे के लिए गोद में लेके खाने का प्याला लेके रास्ते में कतार बना के खड़ी नहीं होती। तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि दे आर ऑलरेडी स्ट्रॉन्ग। आपको सिर्फ उसे ज़रूरत इस चीज़ की है कि उसको थोड़ा सा पुशअप करें, उसको थोड़ा सा सोसाइटी का एक फ़ाल रुकन बनने में हेल्प करें। और नंबर 1 चीज़ इसमें एजुकेशन है, और नंबर 2 वो है फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी। ख़वातीन को फाइनेंशियल लिटरेट करें ताकि वो अच्छे और बुरे दोनों वक्तों में ना सिर्फ ये कि अपने घर को संभाल सकें बल्कि माशरे की फ़ाल रुकन बन सकें। थैंक यू वेरी मच वंस अगेन, एंड दिस इज़ ऑल माई मैसेज।
Thank you, Dr. Sarwat, for sharing your views. Now I would like to invite Mr. Mohammad Baksh Kaskeli for sharing his thoughts on prototypes. He is from Pathfinder. Thank you.
Thank you very much. सारे प्रोटोटाइप्स जो हैं काफ़ी अमेजिंग थे, ज़बरदस्त थे और दे वर वर्कबल इन आवर कम्युनिटीज़. I congratulate you all for these efforts. जो मुझे सबसे अच्छा लगा, that was engaging primary school girls. It was excellent idea. उसमें बस ये था कि हमने थोड़ा उसको वर्कआउट करना है आगे, ताकि जो दूसरे ट्रीज़ हैं, देवर 3 types of trees proposed only, neem tree and morchel and the other ornamental or shading tree. इसमें फ्रूट ट्रीज़ जो ज़्यादा रेजिलेंट भी हैं, ईजीली ग्रो करते हैं हमारे कम्युनिटीज़ में, उनको ज़रूर जो है ना वो इसमें शामिल करें. बाकी जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात है, दैट कम्स थ्रू बिहेवियर चेंज कम्युनिकेशन. उसके लिए स्ट्रेटजी हर जो टाइप आपने प्रपोज किया है प्रोटोटाइप, उसके लिए वो साथ बनाएं थ्रू कम्युनिटी के साथ. अगर आपकी एंगेजमेंट है, मोस्टली जो अफेक्टेड कम्युनिटीज़ होती हैं, बिकॉज वेयर एवर देयर इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम, सॉल्यूशन इज़ देयर. वो जो लोकल विजडम, फोक विजडम होती है, उसको भी इसमें एड्रेस करें. Overall, the prototypes were very good, amazing. Your hard work is appreciable, and actually, I would like to implement some of these initiatives in our Takita project. Kitchen gardening we are already addressing. The other ones, like the eco-friendly pads, that is also workable in our environment and in our communities. इसके साथ tree plantation है. These are all are quite amazing ideas, and further hopefully we'll be engaged with you to be to make these workable, and hopefully I will ask my management to make one of these some of these projects included in our ongoing project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable feedback. We are just about to wrap up, but before that, I will like to invite our Honorable Head of Department, Dr. Samira Ali Rizvi, on stage to share her few words.
Assalamu alaikum. I am not going to take a lot of your time. I've been sitting at the back and guarding my students all the way that they were not allowed to go outside. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry. Pathfinder, SZABIST Department of Public Health, my interns, and above all, my students. We are so proud of you. We are thankful to Pathfinder that they gave us this opportunity. You know, sometimes opportunities are there, but people are not willing to invest in you. So Pathfinder really gave us this trust that we could do it. And trust me, Askari, when you approached me in last summer, that was summer 2023 when we first met, and Khash Khaili Saab, we were not 100% sure how we are going to execute it. But time and again, my faculty, my students, and you guys, you gave us this strength. Yes, this is doable. While we were these are some basic ideas. I would not say that we have heard them for the first time. I will not make this claim. But trust me, kitchen gardening, we may not have adequate or very large spaces, lawns. Karachi में किसके पास होते हैं? छोड़ें कराची को, urban areas, rural areas में अगर हम जाते हैं, although they have places, but they don't know what to grow. ठीक है, कहीं पे guidance मिल जाएगी इन ख़वातीन को, इन young girls को. I agree with the fact कि ये these homemade pads, they can be really dangerous. Mehak, I 100% agree with your idea, but the point is they are biodegradable. They are still better than what most of us have been using, and we know that. आपने वो slogan देखा है जब से ये पाकिस्तान और पैलेस्टीन और इज़राइल का ये सारा प्रोटेस्ट सब देख रहे हैं हम, एक व्हाट्सएप मैसेज सर्कुलेट हो रहा है विद अ बिग क्रॉस, और उसमें जो देयर आर सेवरल आइटम्स. लकीली अभी तक प्रॉक्टर एंड गैम्बल इज़ नॉट इन देयर, बट क्यों ना अपनी चीज़ें ओरिजिनेट करें. वाई इकोनॉमिक्स. हमारे साथ आसिफ साहब इज़ विद अस. आई एम सो थैंकफुल टू यू आसिफ साहब. ही इज़ विद SPDC. फाइनेंस हम सब का एक मसला बन चुका है, ठीक है. आई वुडेंट एग्री मोर विद द फैक्ट कि अगर कोई रीयूजेबल साइकिल्ड ऑप्शन निकल आता है तो वाई नॉट. आई विल नॉट टेक लॉट ऑफ योर टाइम. थैंक यू सो मच मिस नरिवान, डॉक्टर सीमा मुमताज़, माई फैकल्टी आमिर अब्बास, Dr. Sahab, my student from Aga Khan University, she is representing IRD and I feel so proud. My fellow colleague from Media Sciences, my students from Law Department, Mechatronics Department, we worked as a team for last two weeks almost. My students have worked, and I really, it's a high moment for me that my students were by my side. There was not a day जब 8:30 के ऊपर मैं दरवाज़ा खोल के एंटर होती थी और at least 50% मेरी क्लास, मेरी इंटर्न्स, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स, मेरा सपोर्ट स्टाफ वहाँ पे मौजूद होता था. ये वीडियोस जो आपने देखी, आई एग्री आमिर, इट नीड्स लॉट ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट. वी आर नॉट एक्सपर्ट्स. These videos are made by my students. We will try Askari that we make them even more better. We engage media sciences and we'll try to hand over something more better to you as a deliverable. आपको बहुत अच्छी लगी? I'm relieved. I'm relieved. So, a big shout out to all my students, and Askari, you will decide सबसे अच्छा कौन सा था. सबसे मेरे हिसाब से जो सबसे कह दूँ जो सबसे अच्छा नहीं था वो था जो लास्ट में प्रेजेंट किया गया. I couldn't get it, what it was. So I'm not 100% sure what was the message. जो message originate हुआ था, it wasn't conveyed to that note. So उसको अगर हम साइड पे रख देते हैं और उसके बाद अगर हम competition करें तो ज़्यादा बेहतर होगा. It would be a fair competition. वो बहुत अच्छा आइडिया था. ठीक है. So I will not defend, मगर I don't know कितना convey हुआ, कितना convey नहीं हुआ. So बस perfect. So include it in the competition. I will not stop you. Include it in the competition, but हमारे जो certificates होंगे, the prize winning ideas will be from the students. Faculty तो हमेशा ही काम कर सकती है. ठीक है. Thank you so much Askari. Thank you so much Khashkheli साहब, my guests. Thank you so much. Students और वो students जिन पे मैं सख्ती करती रही, मैं वहाँ पे बैठी हुई थी like a guard. I'm so sorry बेटा. I'm so sorry.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samira, for your words. Thank you. So we are honored to have such key experts and participants with us. So now I would like to call team from Pathfinder, Mr. Askari and Mr. Mohammad Baksh, to announce the winning prototypes. So sir, can we please have you on stage?
First of all the ideas were winning, basically, because there were efforts, very serious efforts, the hard work to work out for the communities which are concurrently suffering time and again. So all the ideas are winning, but we have been asked to just do some marking and announce कि कौन सी टीम ने जो है ना वो बहुत अच्छा प्रोटोटाइप प्रेजेंट किया. मेरी तरफ से ऑल आर वेरी गुड, बट द ज्यूरी जो एक्सपर्ट्स बैठे हैं उन्होंने मिल के वर्कआउट किया है. द रनर्स अप फर्स्ट, फूड स्टोरेज एंड प्रिजर्वेशन. ऑल द रनर अप्स and yeah. And the first one is, yeah, first पहले थर्ड ठीक है. Third one is cultivating change, kitchen gardening. The idea is excellent and very workable, doable. जस्ट सजेशन ये है कि ये जब भी किचन गार्डनिंग की जो कोई एक्टिविटी की जाए, दैट शुड कंटिन्यू द फॉलोअप्स at least 3 to 4 seasons, so that the people get the benefit continuously and become habitual of. So many projects have been implemented, as I told earlier. उसमें जो सस्टेनेबिलिटी का पहलू है वो इस वजह से पीछे रह जाता है कि एक सीज़न या 2 सीजन्स तक वो चलता है, उसके बाद फिर कुछ लोग कंटिन्यू करते हैं, कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो इसकी सस्टेनेबिलिटी को बेहतर बनाने के लिए 3 to 4 सीजन्स कंटिन्यूसली उनको फीडबैक और इवन इनपुट्स दिया जाए ताकि वो हैबिचुअल हो जाए. नाउ द विनिंग वन इज द फर्स्ट वन, इको फ्रेंडली पेट्स. अप्लास. अस्कर साहब, आप कुछ कहेंगे?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. बस ये कि सारे आइडियाज़ बहुत ज़बरदस्त हैं. Congratulations to all. जो फॉरेस्ट प्लांटेशन है ह्यूजली इफेक्टिव होगी डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में फॉर हीट मैनेजमेंट, फॉर वाटर मैनेजमेंट. उसके अलावा जो होबोट्रॉन का आइडिया था, immensely valuable, immensely important. जो हम लोगों के ट्रेवर्स करने के challenges होते हैं, क्या 2/3 of the province was inundated. किस तरह से travel करें? This is how you brought this to light. You pitched a solution, and I think इसकी किसी ना किसी तरह की adaptation जो है टेस्ट होना मस्ट है. एंड ये बाकी जितने भी विनिंग आइडियाज़ हैं, MHH is so significant. I can talk about what impact wash and menstrual health hygiene has on the health of women as well as the communities around them, but you've done your research, obviously you put this together accordingly. जो food preservation और storage की जो बातें हो रही हैं, one of the main challenges is हमारे supply chains में बहुत सारी wastage होती है, बहुत सारे हमारे wastes होते हैं only because we're unable to preserve food accordingly and have them pre-stocked before emergencies so that you have access to these crucial supplies. And kitchen gardening and forestation, all of that combined, ये तो essential है कि आप अपनी nutritional needs जो हैं एक तो खुद ही मीट कर सकें, और फिर उसका जो सरप्लस है या तो वो बेचें या ट्रेड करें या बार्टर करें या पास ऑन करें. तो ये आइडियाज़ जितने भी आप लोगों ने तैयार किए हैं, ट्रेमेंडस. थैंक यू सो मच. अब मेरे पास 3 सर्टिफिकेट्स हैं. फर्स्ट प्राइज़ यस.
Can we please have a group photo, and then now you all can enjoy your refreshments, please. Thank you. Can we have our guest speakers on stage for a group photo, please?
मैं तो बादलों से टूर जाऊंगी, मैं तो अपना ही सुर पाऊंगी। है जो क्रेजी क्रेजी सपने मेरे, सारे चुन के मैं भूल आऊंगी। हमारा इस दुनिया की हो ही नहीं, मैं अपनी ही दुनिया बनाऊंगी। कि जिंदगी मैं तो बादलों से टूर जाऊंगी, मैं तो अपना ही सुर पाऊंगी। है जो क्रेजी क्रेजी सपने मेरे, सारे चुन के मैं भूल आऊंगी।